Hey everyone, welcome to the Bitcoin video today. It is May 14th, 2020. We're looking at high noon here in Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be taking a look at the recent price action on Bitcoin. I'm going to be kind of discussing what I think is potentially going to be happening next. And of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. As I said yesterday, don't do something just because some crazy guy on YouTube said to do so, right? Let's go ahead and get right into the chart. Be making this, I don't know, as quick as possible. I always go in with the intent that we're going to be very, very quick, but we end up going a little longer than what I originally planned. Okay. So let's just take a look at this. A couple things, right? So there are two things here that I don't like. So a couple things here that I don't like is, well, one, this does look like a corrective move here, this A, B, C right here, right? So we have A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, A, B, C into the C, okay? This looks very corrective right here, but it's how we came out of it that I don't like, okay? So just taking a look at this entire move right here, it looks corrective. But what did we have that came out of this? All right, well, we had a nice 5-wave impulse to the downside. We counted this yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matched all the rules. Okay, so that would have meant the rejection off of here, we pushed down, and then you should be shorting the pullback, right? So, I mean, you had a short opportunity here, you had a short opportunity back here, but we kept going, okay? This is what I don't like. This is what I don't like about this. What you've got a clear trend line right here. And we can just continue to extend this out. Okay, so that's something we do need to pay attention to. The other thing we need to pay attention to is the fact that we have a rising trend line right here. Okay, we're getting close to hitting this again. So until these start to get violated, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to be bullish until one of these things finally breaks, okay? And we're trying to do it yet again, right? So we're trying to create another push-up. So once one of these things finally starts to break and trend to the downside, I think we actually are going to end up going a little bit higher, okay? So what were we talking about several days ago, right? We were talking about closing above right here at 89.30. Okay, I said, if we get an hourly close above 89.30, then long the retest, and look at where we are now. Okay, so me personally, I got in. It was somewhere in here, but I got out right here. I only held that for just a very short period of time. So I held that for a very short period of time, and I got out. Right, so then it started to pull back, and then it just kept going up. Okay, so I had a short right from 92.15 or so, and that ended up getting stopped out. And I mean, it is what it is. That's what trading is sometimes. I had a nice, probably an oversized scalp long position right here. But then what we ended up having is getting stopped out of my primary short position. So basically the long position, whatever gains were gained from that long position were basically nullified by the stop loss on the short. I wasn't expecting us to go this high. Okay, having said that, one of the reasons why I do not like this move to the upside from a bearish perspective is the fact if I take my trend-based fib extension and I go from this dominant pivot low to this dominant pivot high, back to this dominant pivot low down here, look and see where we got rejected from. We got rejected from the 1618, between the 1618 and the 175, okay? This is a really great rejection. Actually, it ended up happening to be at the 618 as well. We can zoom out and take a look at that here in a little bit later. But we got rejected all at the 1618. Okay, so time for a little education. A corrective move for wave C taken from the length of the A projected from the bottom of the B, which means we're measuring the length of A and we're pulling back to where B ended. So again, that's why I said dominant pivot low, dominant pivot high, pulled back to the next dominant pivot low, which was right here, 81.65 approximately. This is also where I was looking for 9,500. This is where I was looking for 92.25. This is why I was looking at these targets, and I knew once we break beyond that, we're going to go higher, and we punched We punched 10K, right? And if scrolling back, we hit 10K. We got up to about 10,080, right? We got up to 10,085.50. Here we got just shy of 10K. We got up to 99.70 on BitMax, but we got to the 1618, which that no longer is really valid for an A, B, C correction. This is looking more and more like a 1, a 2, and a 3, which means we come back for the 4 to the 382, and then we go up for the 5. Okay, now let's take a look at that. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff that I've got on here, right? I'm going to clean this chart up just a little bit. I try and keep the chart as clean as possible, right? I'm going to change the degree on this so that it's easier for you guys all to see, because this is what we're going to be aiming for short term right now. We're looking for 1 and 2, and then we've got the 3 up here coming back to the 4. All right, I'm going to get rid of this because we know that we hit the 1618. So now let's go ahead and take this guy, and we're going to start down here on wave 2, go all the way up to the top of wave 3, which was about, about 99.75. We expect this to come back to the 382. So if this does in fact tomorrow, actually this goes to, basically the daily close. If the daily close does happen to make its way back down here to 9,300, just shy of 9,300, boy oh boy, this looks really good for another leg up, targeting 10,400. Now, are we going to go higher than that? Are we going to hit this target that we were looking at before? 10,585. Are we going to go higher than that? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. But what I can say is this trend line, this lower trend line that I've got here, is going to be pretty important for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger, because this is an important trend line that we have to pay attention to. These other two, they're minor. They're minor. Probably are going to get some little bounces along the way. But definitely, I think that coming down here to the 382 is very likely. I would say probably we got close to the 236, if not hit the 236. And we did. We hit the 236. We went up. Now I say we probably are going to, again, take time coming back down here to the 382. You see the 3 hour is currently bearish. The 1 hour is trying to cross up, but I think it's probably going to get a rejection, at least on our Stokes. So I think that this is probably going to come back. But this is going to be a great area to buy spot positions, to do some low leverage longs, because it's risky up here. Honestly, guys, it is risky to get long positions up here. If you didn't get the long positions back here, then up here is very risky. Okay, it is what it is. The stochastics, you've got the 3 hour, which is overbought. You've got the 1 hour, which was overbought, right? And we're seeing this pull back. But we just have to be very careful. I'd love to see some bearish divergence. I can see signs of some hidden bearish divergence on lower time frames, but when you're talking about coming all the way back here to May 7th and looking all the way up here at May 14th, so you're talking about a week's time frame, you really can't use lower time frames if you're trying to find divergence a week apart. You've got to start looking at higher time frames, and I'm not seeing it yet. If we get up this high, within the next couple days, that 12 hour is going to be able to print some bearish divergence, which is going to be nice to see. All in all, I think that based on this being a move up, a move down, and hitting the 1618 leads me to believe that we are going to try and see higher prices. Maybe we're going to get a truncation. Maybe we do get stopped here inside of this zone. Maybe we don't get as high as 10,500. But you better believe I'm going to come back down here to this 382, and I'm going to make an attempt to buy here. Okay, and if it comes back down here below this trend line, I'm probably just going to go ahead and get out. I'm going to try and buy this trend line, because this trend line, in my opinion, is the important one at the moment. Potentially there are some others, but this is the one that I can see. We had lots of support over and over and over, support, 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 and then we flew off of it, created a new trend line, and then we flew off of it and created a new trend line, which we're testing right now. But I think that this one is not going to be as strong as, say, this trend line here that we're paying attention to. So I do think that we are going to probably come down and test that. So I think that's pretty much what I wanted to discuss today. I wanted to get that on the books. Very, very high likelihood that we will find really strong support at 9,300 if we do come back down there. So right now, I'm cautiously bullish, and I'll probably, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm probably going to layer some bids between 9,300 and 9,500, maybe a little bit at 95, a little bit at 94, and a bigger bid at 93. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for now. And if you have any questions, of course, you can contact me in the YouTube at any point in time. If you want an invite to the YouTube, just throw in a comment here in the chat. I'll be more than happy to get one for you. And wherever you're in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, good evening. Stay happy, stay healthy, and take care, everyone.